Hi, congratulations on your new RV. We're really excited for you. Please make sure before you're signing that you bring the following items with you. If you're a cash buyer, please make sure that you bring a cashier's check, no personal checks at time of signing, or you may bring actual cash. If you're a finance customer, please make sure that you bring proof of insurance listing your specific lien holder. If you need that information, please call us ahead of time. Also, make sure that you bring all valid driver's license of all persons that will be listed on the title. If you have a trade that you're trading in with us, please make sure that you bring your 10-day payoff as well as your title and all persons who will be listed on the title of that trade. Arrive 30 minutes early before your appointment time so we can properly inspect your unit, and also make sure that you have the fridge on and running prior to arrival. If you have any questions, please feel free to give us a call at 810-686-0710. Thanks so much. Have a great day.
Hello, this is Mike with TradeWinds RV Center, here to congratulate you on your Forest River XLR Boost 36TSX 5th wheel toy hauler. I'm here to walk you around it, show you how to use a few things, get the best out of your camping experience. Let's start by talking about arriving at the campsite. A few things taken into consideration when parking. On your campsite, you've got this big awning. That's about the only thing you really got to leave room for. You got one on the rear as well, on your garage. There's plenty of room for them. Now over here on your off camp side, I really just want you to think about a couple things. Leave room for your slides, and then where your power and water connections are going to be. Your power is going to plug in almost at the rear of the unit, but just behind your farthest rear tire on your driver's side of your tow vehicle. And then your water, the whole docking station, is going to be right here, just to the right of your storage area. So once you arrive, unhook our hitch. First thing we're going to do is level our unit. On the front of your unit is your landing leg controls. Extend to raise this, retract to lower. When you put these pins back in, make sure this pin comes through this other side that you can see it. That way you know it is secure. Once we've got our unit unhooked and level best we can there, hook onto the rear and bring down our stabilizing jacks. So we're just going to hit extend on these. That'll run these down. While I run these down, I'm going to recommend stabilizing jack pads. Jack pads are going to protect the feet of your stabilizing jacks from dirt, debris, hot blacktop in the summer. Better distribute the weight. Just a really good investment. Make sure nothing's underneath what you're trying to lay down. So I'll move this water hose out of the way there. Continue to run these down. One will touch before the other. Now we're only going to run these down until it feels like it's starting to lift the unit. Remember, our unit's already level. All we're trying to do with these is stabilize it. So we don't want to lift it up. Once these are down nice and solid, we're level and stable, we can hook up our power and water. So we're on the rear of the unit. Got a 30-foot, 50-amp cord. Plugs in back here. The way these go on now, it's like a pistol grip. Grab it, put it in at about 11 o'clock, turn it to the right, and then use this black washer to lock that on. Now at the end of that 50 amp service, should you need to plug into a 30 amp somewhere, in your convenience pack will be a 50 to 30 dog bone. And if you ever need to plug into a 110, you've also got a 30 to 20 amp reducer to go in there, or 15 amp to plug into a 110. It's power hooked up, so hook up your water. Come toward the front of the unit. Little docking station right here. At campsites, we're going to hook up to city water connection. First and foremost, your water pressure regulator. This water pressure regulator is going to reduce the water pressure to 40 to 50 psi. You don't know what the water pressure is at different campsites, so use this pretty much every time you hook up. All right, now hook that city water connection up. Hook up your hose. Go inside. Open up your slides. Then you can turn that hose on. Now, Once you get your slides open, I want you to get in there and open up all of your water taps. Get a nice steady flow of water going through them. Once water is going through them, shut them off. And then you're all set for city water. Now if you're gonna turn on your hot water heater, you have two places to do that. Out here in the tankless part, come over here to the left and make sure that's up. Up is on. Everywhere else you would turn this on indoors. You also have a minimum to max setting. You'll want to keep that set on max. There's your hot water heater all hooked up. Now let's say we're going to go camping and we're not going to hook up at a campsite. We're going to go dry docking or boom docking. Take our toys out, having fun with them. Let's go ahead and fill up our freshwater tank. Now, two ways to tell when this is full. As you know, overflow valve on this one, so just one way to tell this is full. While you're filling up this freshwater tank, you don't need the water pressure regulator. You'll gravity fill this. You'll go inside, and where you check your black and gray tanks on your panel board, you can also see a freshwater button. Keep an eye on that. Do not leave this unattended while you're filling it. Overfilling it can cause damage. So once you're inside, you can see that this is full. Remove your hose, put that cap back on, and then whenever you want to utilize that water, you'll turn on your water pump. Do not turn on your water pump when you hook to city water that is already pressurized. Alright, we got our power and water. Let me go ahead and walk you around the rest of the unit, continuing on this little docking station. Again, city water and fresh water. Cable and satellite connections. Your pass-through storage. I've got this door down right now. This will connect back up here. It will simply flip back up. Kind of hard to do one-handed. It's one hand. It's a heavy board. I've got it down so I can show you where you winterize your unit. You do have some lighting in here. A couple manual override hand cranks. One for your power stabilizers in the back and one for your slides. Next to your light in here, you've got a battery disconnect. That would disconnect all the battery power to the unit. That'll come important later when I talk about your carbon monoxide and propane detector. Speaking of propane, up here, here's your propane. Lefty-loosey to turn that on. Regulator up there. Continuing down our off-camp side. On your slides, you've got these wipers, the slide seals. They do have a spray that you can spray on those to keep them nice and pliable. Underneath this slide, which you'll be able to access later when I talk about dumping your tanks, will your freshwater drain and your black and gray tanks. While I'm thinking about it now, this extra black tank in the back will have water from your kitchen as well as your back bathroom. You've got a vent. I'll show you how to push that out from indoors. Got your power cord here. Here's your pump station. And there's lock is your nozzle. You got a ladder. Simply pull these cotter pins off and this will fold back and give you enough room to climb up there. Utilize that ladder. Go up there a couple times a year and check the seams of your roof and caulk as needed with recommended RV roofing caulk. Got a prep for a backup camera up there. Your spare tire underneath here. We'll open up your garage and show you how to set that deck up here shortly. Another vent you can push out from indoors. And if you set a TV out here, you can under that vent. This is a hand crank for your spare tire. That's what one of those hand cranks is for. There's a leash link for your pets. Stabilizing jacks. Got a couple outdoor speakers out here. One in the front, one in the back. Extra awning here. I'll run both those out for you. Black tank flush. This is for your rear black tank. The garage bathroom is right here. Flue for your furnace. Couple things on that. One, if you make sure it's never blocked, and two, if you are running your furnace, steer clear of that. It does get hot. Your prep TV can snap on there. Vent for your microwave. Cable in 110 for your TV. Again, your hot water heater. Here's your front black tank flush. There are our low point drains and a quick connect LP if you want to set a griddle out here. So again, you'll have to bring this panel down to do your winterizing. Right there is your water pump. You simply bypass that. Bypass your hot water heater. Run it in line if it's going with it, up against it if it's bypassing. Your other propane tank up here. Again, lefty loosey to turn those on. Prep for a generator in there. Up front, some docking lights. Can't see them too well from here. And your battery. Check your battery post down there and make sure nothing's wiggled loose over time. That about covers everything out here. Let's take a look on the inside. Coming up beside your unit, first thing I always like to point out is fire extinguisher. Make sure that you and everyone that's camped with you knows the fire extinguisher is located by the entry doorway in case of emergency. Looking around our area here, I'm going to mention as soon as you come in the door to your right, there's going to be a breaker box and fuses. Ton of 15s in there. There's a 30. Highly recommend having a handful of those with you when you go camping. This to the left of that's going to be your 12-volt carbon monoxide propane detector. The reason I mention this 12-volt, it's always running off your battery. So if you are out dry camping, boondocking somewhere, and you're going to be gone for the day, use that battery disconnect up front to keep this running your battery down. Continue over here to your control panel. I'll show you up here is where you check your brand new battery, your fresh, 2 black tanks and gray tanks. Still working on dumping those. A ramp for the rear, living room lights, heat pads. That's just a 12-volt pad that's on your tanks. That'll turn those on in case you're in inclement weather. Awning light, front awning extend and retract. I'm going to show you on those. You only want to run them out until you can see your bar and your flap is down to 90 degrees. If you hold that button down, that will continue to run itself out and start to run itself up backwards. So only hold it out as far as you need to. As I run that back in, I'll show you the controls for the rear awning as well as our slide controls. We'll utilize those shortly. And as that comes in, you'll hear it close. And I'll show you the rear one opening real quick. Hit extend to show you that open just a little bit.
Why, you don't want to see the knife coming at you?
There's that one going out. I'll run that back in. As that one comes in, we'll go to your door and tell you that slam locks work best when gently slammed. Alright, continuing in the living room, you've got a mount for a TV. There's where everything you plug in. As you see on your cable area there's a little button with a green light to the right. When you hook up a television and you plug a cable in there, make sure that that green light is on by pushing that little button to the right. That is a digital channel enhancer and it will allow you to pick up more channels. I don't know if I'll pick up anything in here, but we'll run a channel scan here. In this metal building, I don't pick up too much. But I wanted to show you, here you go. It's still static. 2 zones. One is indoors. So you shut that off. 2 is outdoors. You can hear that out there. Or both. AM, FM, USB, Bluetooth compatible. Nice sound system. So that plug in, self-explanatory microwave. Just show you that work for 1 second. Below that you've got a fan and a light above your cooktop. This glass top makes an excellent backsplash. Fold that back, turn on our panel light, turn that to light, hit your spark, and all 3 of them will light up from here. I'll shut them back off and show you also your oven. Same way. Open this up, turn that to light, Hit that spark, get up underneath here and watch your pilot light, and then just turn it to the desired temperature. Rock that panel light down, you get another panel light and an oven light. Going to my left over here is a fireplace. Turn that on. Not just for looks anymore. I can go through and show you all the pretty colors, but the biggest thing now is the heat. If you're at a campsite and you're plugged into electric, it's chilly in here. Don't run your furnace and run your gas out. Go ahead and turn this on high and it'll get it toasty in here in no time. These really kick out a lot of heat. Continuing in, bag with a lot of paperwork. If you have any appliances in here that you need to register, even if you have a warranty, go ahead and register anything that you need to. 110, your sink. Speaking of your sink, underneath here is going to be a panel access to your sink area, so you can get in there and maintain any plumbing you need to. The heat vent, Furrion fridges, controls are inside, right there. Continuing around to our recliner. These I believe are parachute pull, I call them. Looks like a little parachute pull. Just pull that up and recline, and use your legs to push them back down. We've got a couple charging ports here, lighting there. Let's stop our microwave. We'll come to the thermostat real quick. Turn this on. And I'm going to go through till I get to cool. The AC up there running. I'll shut that off. You just by holding it in, you shut it off. See, generally the AC shut off quickly. Now if I go back in, hold it in to turn it on. Do a new thermostat to me, excuse me. So I've got it on heat. I'm going to turn the heat on. Turn that up. So I should crank our furnace on. Should hear it. Okay, you hear that running over there. So generally, when you shut that off, it takes a few minutes for that fan to cycle through. I just shut it off before it actually shuts off. You hear that fan go through. Up here in the hall, this would be to start your generator if you ever put a generator on it. This is a Go Power solar controller. I will send you a separate video on this, but what this does is it keeps your solar panel from overcharging your battery. That's it. You just want to make sure battery type that you are on wet battery. All the other info will be in the video. Don't have to touch this much at all. Showing you got 13, got your battery charged up to 13 volts right now on your 12 volt battery. In our bathroom, a couple things to mention in here. 110 with GFCI reset. Make sure that this shower door is secure for travel. And here's where you turn on your hot water heater. Nothing's gonna do much right now because there's actually no water in it, so I just shut that back off. Bedroom, just want to mention you got your own AC in here. Crank that up by hand. Let's open it. A couple charging ports, a little bit of storage under your bed. There's your ducting for heat. You do have a backer here. Again, only use put a TV up where you have a backer at. Cable 110 for that up there. You can bring in this slide from this controller here. I'm going to do that because next time I go back to the garage and then we'll close the unit up. And I just want to show you this working from up here. So I'm just going to hit in. Make sure that your door over there is closed. Nothing's in the way of this slide. Once that's in, shut off my light, exit via bathroom, but I am going to get up underneath here and shut off the accent light. Just one touch because I don't want to leave any lights on when I close the unit up. Bathroom, you do have a hand crank open power exhaust vent in here. 4 different speeds on that. Make sure that's closed when you leave the campsite. Your bathroom door is a pocket door. I want to make sure that you have this snapped in there for travel. And close this door. About covers everything in here. So check out the garage. Alright, going back into our garage. A few things back here. Immediately to my right, I've got a vent. I can push that out to vent that out in case we got gasoline fumes in here. We've got covers for all of our windows that will snap on so no one can look in and see your toys. You should do two hands, but that's how they snap on there. We've also got individual one-touch lighting back here. A couple USB ports. Here's our main lights. We got an extra fire extinguisher back here. All of our tie downs. I've set our bottom bunks in two different ways. Seated or laid down. Underneath you do have feet. You can take this now and fold it up against the wall. And we've got a safety strap. And I'm going to snap this into real quick. And that is going to hold that snug against the wall for you. Now you got plenty of room for your toys. Same thing over here, just jackknife that down. Coming back here against the wall here, you're prepped for a TV. You got a backer here. Don't mount it anywhere else but where the backer is. 110 and cable up there. Storage. All prepped for a washer and dryer back here. 110 with GFCI reset. And our back bathroom. Now, should you need more room, you can actually take this wall and fold this back, and that's going to give you some more storage room if you need it for whatever your toy is. Just tuck this back up in there. Get another 110 in here. No plumbing to maintain. It's not a storage compartment. That's an access panel to be able to get to your plumbing in there. It is one touch lighting back here. Let me show you real quick how to set your bunk up. Alright, now I'm going to show you how this bunk comes down. You reach up and grab the back. That's going to release it from the top. Hold your hand in the middle. It'll just guide it down. There's your top bunk area. Now to put this back up, you're going to lift up the front first. And as you bring the back up, hold it right in the middle so you can get your tops to come over here. Sometimes it's a two-person job. If you can get it up over both of them, there you go. And it'll just set right back up there like that. And you've got this cotter pin. Place that up inside there, right up underneath the bunk, and it'll lock them in from both sides. Alright, we got that bunk back up there. Let's go ahead and head on outside and show you how to set this deck up. So you will have these locked. Just going to simply lift up and fold them out to the sides. The door is going to come down, comes down on these springs. You guide it down with one hand. You have a cable connection on both sides. To set this for a ramp, you simply uncotter this and pull that back out. Make sure that when you put these back in, that you're cottering to that and not this part here. On our deck, climb on up here. This will Velcro close here. I've already undone that. Open this up. Swing that out. Over here. Grab this side and swing it out. Now what you're looking at right now looks like both sides are short. But what we're going to do is, if you can see it on this one, this little button to push. Once I push that button, this whole thing's going to be able to slide forward. It's hard to do one-handed. Let me push it and move it. So once I release that, that pulls forward, locks right in there. Same thing on the front, locks in. Repeat the process over here, push the button. See, once I release the button, everything will pull this way. Lock that one in here. Swing our door over. And there is your patio. Reverse the process to put it all back. What you're going to want to remember when closing these back up, that your boost side will be your outside. Take spots up in there, Velcro this back closed here, and close it up. All right, now we've closed up the front up there. Locked up the garage. Now I'm going to say doors and drawers. Walk through your unit, make sure all doors and drawers are closed. Make sure nothing's going to be in the way of this slide. Just shut off my living room lights, and I can look around and see if I have any accent lights on, which I did leave the one up over top of the oven there. Come back here, turn my lights back on, and bring in my slide. So we're just going to hit slide in. Alright, once it slides in, shut off our living room lights and exit the unit. Biggest thing to remember on these steps, I want to make sure this door is all the way open, otherwise this will catch on it. Lift these up, you'll pull this back to lock that in there. Before you leave the dump station, lock and deadbolt this door, lift and turn this handle. That's how you want that for travel. If we are out boondocking, I'm going to come over here to our freshwater drain. Reach up underneath there and open that up. Come to the rear, bring up our stabilizing jacks. Hook up and head on to the nearest dump station or on home, wherever you're needing to go. If you're at a campsite, we're going to unhook our power, our water, our cable. Bring up our stabilizing jacks, hook up our hitch, and head on up to the dump station. At the dump station, park accordingly. All your dumps are going to be right in front of your tires on your off-camp side or your driver's side of your tow vehicle. Once you arrive and hook up, that 10-foot hose to hook up there. The first thing we're going to do is pull our black handle. Your black tank is going to be the larger one on the left. Start by pulling that handle up there. And come down here and pull your left handle here. Once it sounds like that's no longer draining, go inside, Check black tank number 1. It shows it's empty. Come back out here, leave that black handle open. Come to the front here above your hot water heater. Hook up the hose at the dump station, let that run for a good 5 minutes. Again, emphasizing leaving your black handle open. That's going to wash out your black tank, get all that nastiness out of there. After about 5 minutes, remove that hose. Make sure that all the washout you put in there has drained. And then we're going to come over here and pull this gray handle here. It's black on here, but this is going to be your wastewater tank. Sewage there, wastewater there. When that's no longer draining, go ahead and close that. Switch your hose over and pull this black handle. Again, now this could be your rear toilet as well as your kitchen sink. And that shows empty. If you're using that rear toilet and you want to flush out that black tank, the second black tank flush is going to be literally right behind that bathroom. So again, leaving that black handle open, hook up the hose, run that hose for a good 5 minutes, get all that nastiness out of there, close it, repeat the process of coming over. Make sure all that washout you put in there has drained. And then close that up, take your sewage hose and store it in a nice sanitary place. Last step before hitting the road. Now you can do this while the gray tanks are draining. Just come on over to your campsite here. And there's your low point drains. Go ahead and open up both of them and let them drain out. And then hit the road. Again, thank you guys so much for your purchase. Hope you enjoy this boost for many years to come. Happy camping.